Hey guys, I'm still here. Yep, I'm out getting my steps in, trying to get some exercise. I enjoy this, I really do. I just wanted to check in. I've done some changes with my wellness journey. First and foremost, let's go back. Since I've been on WW for 2 years, I dropped 84 pounds. I got to 84 pounds down for like a week. And then starting, I don't know, around last November, before I got my pacemaker in December and everything, I started having episodes of binging a lot in the evening. And long story short, I've put back on 15 to 20, somewhere around in there. But I'm okay with that because I weigh about the same that I did about a year ago. I know I weigh the same I did when I was in Hawaii. And here's the thing. I got to thinking, a couple of months ago, I have hit every goal that I set for myself as the reason behind joining WW. I can walk without being in pain. I can fit in an airline seat without a seat extender and even have a little bit of a tail on my seatbelt. I can do things that I wasn't able to do before. Basically, I don't have to worry about if I buy a chair for outside on my patio, I don't have to worry about if it will hold my weight anymore. I don't have to do any of those things. Like I said, long story short, I hit every goal but a number on my scale. And I got to thinking, maybe that number on the scale isn't that important. If I'm happy, I can buy clothes in any store I want. Hope the wind doesn't mess this up. I can buy clothes in any store I want. Basically, I'm doing all the things that I wanted to do which is why I even joined WW to begin with. But what got me is I started putting on weight. I started binging because somewhere in the last 6 months, well, actually, since about this time last year, maybe not long after the pandemic, WW became a diet and not a wellness journey, not a lifestyle. And I also saw so many people who have gone on this journey and dropped weight and put it back. Shoot, that's what I've done. I have put back every time I've ever lost any significant weight. I've put it back and then some. And I thought, there's got to be a different way. There's got to be a better way. I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose all of the goals that I worked for because I'm worried about a number on the scale. And so I've come across intuitive eating, which is actually not new to me because I remember years back in the 80s with Janine Roth, the author, writing about, she had a book, Breaking Free from Compulsive Eating or something like that. Anyway, she's written a number of books about this kind of idea of mindfulness and listening to your body, and then intuitive eating. And I'm partway through a book called, excuse my language, the Fuck It Diet. And basically, it reminds me that 95% of people who lose weight on programs that restrict their eating, whether it's keto, WW, whatever, anything that restricts your calories so that you lose weight, 95% of those people put it back. That's always been my story. I've always put it back. And I keep thinking there's got to be a way to not do that, or at least to listen to my body. So the last few months, that's what I've been doing. I've been listening to my body. I've been eating whatever I want. You should see all the cookies and the chocolate and everything that I have, ice cream that I have in my house. And at first, I did. I ate all the stuff. I ate way more than all the stuff. But a funny thing happened about a month ago when I told myself, you know what? after dinner, if you want to have some ice cream, you can have ice cream. If you want to have a couple of cookies, or if you want to have 6, or if you want to eat the whole bag, it's okay. It's okay. But let's try listening to what my body's telling me. So at first I ate big bowls of ice cream and lots of cookies and chocolate. But I've noticed by paying attention to when I'm hungry, when I'm not hungry, when now I can sit down and watch TV in the evening and enjoy the television program, and it never even crosses my mind half the time if I want something. Sometimes I sit down and I'll eat a little dish of ice cream, a scoop, 2 scoops, and I'm fine. I've stopped gaining weight. As far as I can tell, I don't get on the scale much anymore because that's another thing. I'm tired of that stinking number on the scale telling me how I'm going to feel about myself. But I want to keep all of the things that I've learned in these past 2 years that make me feel good. So now I walk and get exercise because I like it. It makes me feel good. It lifts my spirits. It makes me happy. I still want to do 5Ks. I've done like 7 5Ks in the last 2 years. 5 of them I think I did last year, and 4 or 5. So I've lost track. And I've already signed up for my first one for this year. I like it. I like how my body will say, you know what? I want yogurt. I want apples. I want a banana. I want vegetables. I want healthy stuff too. I'm grateful to WW for getting me to this point. But like I said, there has to be a way that I don't feel deprived, that I don't have to eat, that if I want chocolate, I can eat chocolate. Instead of eating all the other stuff to try and tell myself I don't want chocolate, and then I wind up eating the chocolate anyway. The same with ice cream. I've discovered fat-free yogurt, I'm hungry a half hour later. If I eat a low-fat yogurt with some fat in it, it sticks with me longer. I'm learning those things. Basically, I'm learning how to live this way the rest of my life without having to count how many points or how many calories. It was funny. I did a thing, there was one day when I did my points and I was like 20 points over for the day. And I'm like, I just don't feel like I ate that much. So instead I did the calories. And the calories were like 1,700 calories, which is a deficit for my body. And I understand WW math and how that works, and they try and keep you they give high points to things that they're afraid that you'll eat too much of. And I get that, I understand that. But like I said, if my body, I am better off if my body wants cookies to eat some cookies than I am to try and eat everything else, and then I wind up eating the cookies anyway. How many of you have been there? How many of you have done that? I know I have. So basically, I'm on a new kind of wellness journey. A journey to learn to trust myself, to trust what my body wants, and truthfully, to try and get past where every thought of every day is how many points am I getting for this day, and where whenever I want to make a recipe, I can make the recipe. I don't have to feel like, I have to change it to try and make it more point friendly. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm making the recipe. I'm enjoying it. I made apple cake last week that some of you probably saw me post that was really delicious. Guess what? There's still a chunk of the cake that I'm going to wind up having to throw out because I never finished eating. Mom and I never finished eating it. We had what we wanted. We've had it for a couple of days. We're done. And you know what? That's okay. I like being able to make recipes because I want to, not feeling like I have to adjust them. Anyway, this is me. You do you. That's the way you have to do it. But if you want to, follow along. Let's see how this works. Let's see how listening to my body, intuitively eating, and not focusing on so much on how much weight I'm going to lose, actually being okay if I don't lose any more weight. I think I probably will as summer comes along. It's natural to put on weight during the winter. Summer comes along, you're outside more, you're more active, you want lighter foods. I have a feeling I probably will drop some weight, but you know what? If I don't, I'm okay. As long as I can do all the things that I'm doing, I have hit all my goals. Other than a number on the scale, I have hit all my goals, and I want to keep that. I don't want striving for that number on the scale to actually wind up setting me back to where I have to do this again. I like the life I live now. I like who I am, and I want to keep that. So let's work at keeping that. And if you want to follow along. I'd be happy to have you join me. And I love to hear comments of what you got down in the comment section. And sometime next week, I'll let you know. I'm going to post on my blog a much longer, more detailed, less rambling thing that I've done here now. So you can always connect on my blog from a profile. There's a link in the profile. So anyway, hope you follow along. Let me know what you think. Are you having these same issues too? Let's share. Let's figure this out. Let's figure out how we can learn to trust our bodies and not all the diet mentality that's going around. Because you know what? I've been lived long enough to see every food be bad for you somewhere along the way. So, first it was fat, then it's sugar, now, it's carbs, Let's figure this out, okay? Let's learn to trust ourselves, trust what our body's telling us. I think our body probably knows better than anything if we start listening to all the hoo-ha around us. So, anyway, I'd love to know what you think. Join along. Thanks. Bye.